Hey everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World Electronics. I have here, oops sorry, I'm trying to adjust my display so I can see it. I have here a solar panel that came from a cool solar lit up planting pot. It was a massive 3-foot, there was a 3-foot tall or a 2.5-foot tall and 3.5-foot tall solar panel powered pot that had a really cool cycling LED display, but it didn't work anymore. And Melanie's using the pots, so no loss there. We got them at a garage sale for next to nothing, and I gave it my best shot trying to get this to run and charge up, but it didn't. It wouldn't take a charge. So today I'm going to open this up. I'm figuring there's some lithium ion batteries in here. I'm going to open this thing up and see what's in it and see if I can repurpose this solar panel and maybe battery bank for something else. It comes with this really nice, convenient, screw-on, waterproof power cable, which I'm hoping to repurpose as well. There's four wires in there. Not sure what that is for, but I'm going to repurpose that, put that aside, and I'm figuring it's lithium ion. It could be NiCads depending on how old this is, who knows, but we're going to open this up and see what's inside and see what we can do with it. Hoping that I can get this to fit. Is that going to turn that? I'm not quite sure. Sometimes these screws are an awkward fit if you can't get the right size. I think I'm turning it. Yes. They're a little bit rusty on the surface. If that's a Phillips, I can't even tell. Whew, that's tiny. I hope I don't strip them out. I think it's... doesn't feel like it's stripping, but it's really in there tight. Yeah, if I push down and turn, it seems like I'll be able to get them out alright. Yeah, that sounds going better. Just got to really push and turn hard. Alright, I'm going to pull these screws out. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the screws out. A little bit of dirt coming out. So, this has been sealed for who knows how many years. It should open. I think. Might need a screwdriver. I don't know if there's tabs in there. I can definitely feel something. Oh yeah, I can see the batteries. I can't tell what they are yet though. Something holding that in. I can't quite tell. I don't want to break anything, so I'm trying to be careful. Alright, I'm going to try to pry this open if there's tabs in there. Carefully without hurting it. I won't open it without you. It looks like there's coffee in there. Insect eggs, or what is that? I don't know. Seeds? Something weird's coming out of there. Alright, I'm going to carefully pry this open. I'll be right back. Okay, sure enough, there were a bunch of tabs in there all the way around. Gave me a hard time. Okay, so what we have shouldn't be much of a circuit, really, to speak of. I'm more interested in this battery pack. Aha! Nickel metal hydroxide. 2.4 volts NIMH. 1800 milliamp hours times 2. So they look like AAA's. I'm gonna disconnect them here. If I can get my fingers around that. There's that. Pull that out. I'm gonna take the solar panel off just so it's out of my way. It's an interesting circuit on here. There's an L-shaped connected to an L-shape. It's L6116 solar panel. Almost can see what it says. Something V. There's some writing on it. Revision 02. I'm going to look that up. I'll be curious to see what that is. There's some writing in there. So that was a drop-in solar panel. Very nice quality though. It didn't yellow with age. And what do we got here? Power output, heavily waterproofed. We've got a light, or probably a function button to change functions, I'm guessing. And a on-off power button. Not too much else on here. Some capacitors and is that an L and a coil. I don't know if there's anything on the other side though. I'm not going to rip it apart that far. My thinking is either to replace this with some more rechargeable batteries, 2.4 volts, or some lithium ions. I'd prefer to get lithium ions, but I'm going to have to check this solar panel voltage first to see what the output of this is and if it could charge a lithium ion, and then I'm going to have to check out this circuit. I might end up, if nothing else, using the solar panel to charge lithium ions outside for a security camera or an alarm. That would be cool. 2.4 volts. I've got to give this some thought. I'm going to get a knife. You know what? I'll do that right now. I'll open this up and see what these are. Carefully. Well, they're not lithium ions, so they're not going to like blow up in my hands if I'm not too careful. Let's see what these guys are individually. Trying to take it slow and easy. I don't want to cut anything that I might want to save, like wires or connections or whatever. Looks like a little bit of corrosion on there. I mean, who knows how old they really are. I'm going to try to save the label too, so I got the specs for later. There we go. I really want to save that label for the specs. Now I have two of these, by the way. So there, I need that. Not much to see. Oh, that's not corrosion, it's tape. Okay. Got some tape on there. Well, I could just hook up a new battery pack. I'm going to give it some thought and see what I got and figure out what I'm going to do with this. We'll be back in a little bit. So, I went and got some AA rechargeables. Pretty much the same thing as we had. I don't know what the capacity is really. These are a bit older anyway. And I got a AA battery pack. So what I'm going to do is cut off the wire from here, since these are obviously beyond dead. And I'm going to solder on this battery box, which hopefully will fit in here. Yeah, I think it's going to work out. Alright. And just for future's sake, I'm going to leave some wire on there. I never ruin anything completely. I always leave some wire on there for the future. Who knows what I might do with that. Might be good for some restoration project in the future. Who knows. Alright. Now, normally I work in the electronics lab on my electronics projects, but it's a scorcher out there when the sun shines. I'm not having any of that today. And the sun is shining today. So, we'll strip these off. Actually, I'm going to get the soldering iron going. These are pre-tendon stripped. So I'll get the soldering iron going, and when that's heated up, we'll be back. Well, the soldering iron is heating up here in the foreground. I am going to take these screws off here and see if I can get that battery box to slide under there comfortably. If so, then this will be a very, very cool setup. A direct replacement for the bad batteries with a replaceable battery box. So there's some hard glue in here. I might have to break that out. I don't know if that's going to be in my way or not too badly. Yeah, I'm going to chisel out that hard glue. We'll get that glue out of the way, and I think this is going to fit right in there beautifully. Well, that came out easily. It was like hot glue in a way. Alright, my thinking is that's not going to be much thicker than the original battery bank. So when I'm done soldering, actually, yeah, I don't want to solder with the wires in there, but I think this is going to work out very well. What I like about this here, you can do this with pretty much any solar powered product. I got lucky in that here there's a big space for a battery bank to go in there to replace that. So very convenient. I love this setup. But pretty much any solar powered device, you can replace the batteries with something compatible in voltage and capacity range. So as soon as this is hot, we'll solder that together. Okay. I'm just gonna tie these and tape them. It's not a mission critical type thing. It's not in vibrating areas. It's not in a car or boat or anything. It's going to be outside, so the important thing in this case is going to be waterproofing the case when I reclose it. But other than that, this is not a important thing where I'm going to have to worry about putting heat shrink tubing on the wires. I'm just going to use tape. So I don't know if you can see this. It looks tiny on my screen, but I'm just going to solder. I think everybody's seen some soldering videos before. I'm just going to solder this real quick. Alright, and then my fancy high-tech soldering iron cleaning method. I scrape that up later and throw that away. Okay, now I need some electrical tape. Again, nothing extra special fancy. Try to get that somewhat flat. There's no high voltage, no high current. It's not going to be the most beautiful taping job you've ever seen, but it's absolutely going to do the job. And if we ever get condensation in here in the first place, then we have something else majorly wrong. And my tape will be the least of my worries. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, put some batteries in here. They're at 1.29 volts, so they're not too bad. I tested them out. I don't want to go ahead and put some junk batteries in here right off the start and then have to do this again in a short time. It's a long wire, so I'll do it like this. Now hopefully this, that's flexible. Yeah, let's see if it works. I'm not sure if that's going to be, it might be a little too high. It might be. This is made to be flexible, so we'll see. I don't know if that's going to work out. Although it bends. Yeah, I guess we'll give it a try and see what happens here. It'd be good if I can get that to work. Is it going to line up? I think it will. I don't know how much strain it'll be on that long term, but it does line up. It does go in. It's a flexible little piece of circuit board with no copper cladding. That's all it is to hold that in place. That's it. As long as it does the job I need it to, and it doesn't hit the solar panels, we'll be good to go. So I'll put this back in here where it belongs, and sort of feed that around a little bit so it's not going to get squished by anything. This one was squished in the past. Over here, I see I'm getting off camera. Just rerunning my wires on here, trying to get them to not be squished, because it looks like the wire inside this one was squished beforehand already in the past. So I just want to avoid that if at all possible. That one really does want to stay in there and up high. If that'll stay, because that, I don't want that squished again. Boy, that really moves. Alright, and then we can bring the solar panel back over here into its place. Alright, and if all goes well, this should be able to close without anything hitting anything anywhere. Just making sure I take my time here and don't squish any wires. And there are some snaps, some retaining snaps on that box. There we go. Looks like it's going to work. Then we put our little screws back in place. Tiny, tiny screws, and hope that I won't have to do this again for many, many years to come. Hopefully those batteries will last. Alright, well, I'll get those in. Now, just for fun, I've grabbed the original LED device that came with this. And I'm just curious what'll happen if I try this out. At least it'll tell me if this thing works at all, if the batteries have much of a charge anyway. There's a tight fit. Wow. There we go. Try to get that on there. It would be nice to see if it works. We're not getting anything. Huh. I know the batteries are charged. 1.29 isn't bad. Maybe the LEDs are shot. I have another one. Let's try the other one. Well, I got it to work, so we definitely have something going on here. And they are really pretty, slow color changing lights. very slowly cycling. I think that my switch here is defective because I had to fiddle with it a bit. On, off works, but getting the lights to turn on, I think it's my switch. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this switch is bad. Well, that's nice. So it works. I have a good working solar powered light sensing battery bank, which I'm going to use outside. For the rest of this project, I'm not going to share with you what I'm doing. I'm going to be using this. Oh, look, there's a time delay when the light goes dark. I'll be using this outside for some security purposes. But now I have a really nice self-contained solar powered battery bank with a recharging circuit and built-in day-night sensor. So I might have to bypass the day-night sensor. If there is, well, maybe there's not. Oh, yeah, it does. There's a delay on the on and the off of the lights. It might come back on. But regardless, the circuit, I'll probably repurpose this for something else in the future. It's pretty. Well, can you imagine that in an epoxy coffee coaster? Wouldn't that be cool? Alright guys, well that's it for this project. I have a functioning solar powered battery bank. Very, very nice set of cells. That's really high quality. This was no cheap device. I've got another one. I'll probably do the same thing with that, and then I'll take these out and put them into use. Probably bypass the switches so that for my purposes I want this to be always working. I'll make sure, of course, that the device I am running on it uses half of the available power of the batteries in a day, so that I don't drain them out during the daytime when it's running, and the solar panel's able to run the device and charge the batteries up throughout the day to give it enough power all night long. But that won't be on video. Well guys, thanks for watching. Repurposing a solar powered battery pack. Please give me a like and leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts and hit that bell icon to get notifications of future videos. This is Troy from the Do It Yourself World Electronics. Talk to you later.